Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Dr. Neha taking you to the journey of 17th century England. This video, as the title of it says, is dedicated to the master of English literature, whom everybody knows as John Milton. It is a name that everybody knows, and one cannot deny the significance of his works. So this video is purely dedicated to the early works of John Milton. बेटा आज के हम इस वीडियो में बात करने वाले हैं जॉन मिल्टन के अर्ली वर्क्स की। जॉन मिल्टन अपने आप में ही बहुत एक इम्पॉर्टेंट राइटर हैं, इंग्लिश लिटरेचर के, और एक कैनोनिकल राइटर हैं जिन्हें आज तक पढ़ा जाता है 17th सेंचुरी के डायनामिक्स को समझने के लिए। He was born in 1608 and died in 1674. So 1608 to 1674 captures the very essence of the 17th century. जिनकी बात हम सोशल, पॉलिटिकल एंड लिटरेरी बैकग्राउंड में कर रहे हैं, वो सब एक्यूमुलेट होकर हमें जॉन मिल्टन में मिलता है। John Milton, where metaphysicals, cavaliers, and Spencerians have been grouped together, are studied and grouped. John Milton, am I right when I say this thing? He is indeed the one-man army, one of the favorite writers of everybody who loves literature. So, John Milton was born in 1608 when our King James I had his coronation and passed away in 1674 when King Charles II was brought back to the throne. So he studied at St. Paul's School and Christ's College, Cambridge. He was learned in both English and Latin languages. He is famously known as Lady of Christ. उन्हें प्यार से, मजाक से लेडी ऑफ क्राइस्ट कहा जाता है. You know why? Because he was so fair in color, gentle, and had long hair. So the early works of John Milton are famously known as the works written during the Horton period. Horton is the name of a place that he started living in which he started living once he came back from his parents. So in Horton period, he has written a number of works, and all those works are really important. And talking about John Milton in one video lecture will not be possible. That is why I have grouped it in two videos. First, we'll talk about the early works of John Milton, and second will be entitled as the latter work of John Milton. Both the videos will be out soon and must be studied and viewed with pen and paper by the side. Keep very much focused and attentive when it comes to John Milton, because not any year passes or any attempt passes where John Milton or the question is not asked from the works and life of John Milton. So far I have told, without digressing much like John Milton does in Lycidas, let's get into the video. So John Milton studied at St. Paul's School and Christ College, Cambridge. So at Christ College, Cambridge, he was famously known as the Lady of the Christ, and who named him as Lady of Christ? John Aubrey. 1629 to 1640 is known as the Horton period. Horton period comprises of the early works that he has written during 1629 to 1640. And Horton, I tell you, is a name of a place where he was residing when he was writing all the works that I am going to name right now. जिन बच्चों जिन वर्क्स का मैं नेम अब लेने वाली हूँ, नंबर देम one by one. These works are basically the early works of John Milton. Horton period, first is Ode on the Death of a Fair Infant due to curve. His early poems are expressive and descriptive in nature. They talk about the experiences Milton was gaining while he attempted to pen out those experiences. ये जो early works हैं उनके वो उनके experiences and description पर based है जो उन्होंने as a person feel किया और later on अपने works के through describe kiya. Secondly, so these are more safe works, but short works, but important in the making him of a successful writer. Second is on Shakespeare. This work, this second work in his early works was published alongside the second folio of Shakespeare's writing. Shakespeare has just passed away, and one cannot decline the importance his writings have, and that is why John Milton wrote a poem dedicated to Shakespeare, and this poem was included in the second folio of his plays. Third work is Ode on the Morning of Christ's Nativity. You must know the names of all these works in order to fully grasp John Milton as a writer. And at fourth number, kindly write it down till I talk about the fourth one. All these works belong to the early phase of Miltonic writing. Milton is a very important writer when it comes to the 17th century. He has been an eyewitness to all the things, all the happenings. He has seen James I. He has also encountered the beheading of Charles I. Literally did not encounter, but he was very much there in the country, in the Isle when King Charles I was beheaded, because he believed in learning. John Milton believed in learning. John Milton loved learning. His relationship with books was so intense that the books, his love for reading kept him out of bed till midnight, and that is known to be one of the reasons why he turned blind really soon. He lost his eyesight. His indulgence with the books affected his eyesight. जब वो पढ़ते थे तो इतना पढ़ते थे कि उनकी eyesight पर affect हुआ, and as a result of which he turned blind even in his 20s, and that's really sad to know. But this did not stop him. He had his wives by his side, who, not wives, when I say wives, Milton in during his lifetime married three times, and the third wife that he lived his life with, second one passed away really soon, and the third one lived with him, and she wrote all his works for him. Milton did turn melancholic, thinking about the fact that what service is he doing when he is not doing justice to his own literature. But because he is standing and waiting and doing his work, God will definitely reward him. Yes, God could not return his eyesight, but he made him that we are reading him today. We are reading his works even today. So karam karo, fal ki chinta mat karo. That's what John Milton did. That was his hard luck, that his indulgence with books. That is the reason that is known for his blindness. But there could be more reasons also, but so far he did, even with this drawback, with his this did not set him back, but it moved him further. He basically imparted his knowledge through the works. In Horton period, at fourth place we have the twin poems sister poems, also with Italian titles. फोर्थ पोम्स है मिल्टन के अर्ली वर्क्स की, ट्विन पोम्स हैं जिनके इटालियन टाइटल्स हैं. वी हैव एल एलेग्रो एंड एल पेंसो रोसो. ठीक है, बोथ द पोम्स आर written with italic titles and has pastoral conventions. Pastoral conventions. Both the poems have invocation. El Allegro invokes goddess mirth, and in El Penseroso there is invocation to goddess melancholy. One deals with a happy man who is happy. There, that is why the invocation is to goddess mirth, and the second one deals with the invocation to goddess melancholy. The person is very pensive, depressed, disappointed. El penseroso, pensive. El allegro, happy man, wakes up happy, retires happily. These are the two twin poems, very much important when it comes to the exam point of view, the italic titles. And it has been asked over and over that कौन सी पोयम बेटा इनमें से मेलनकली को इन्वॉक करती है एंड कौन सी पोयम मर्थ को करती है. आई गिव यू अ हिंट एट दिस प्लेस. पेंसो, pensive. Pensive, sad, gloomy mood. Penso rosso. And then we have, hope you have written it along with me. And after that, we have two masks. Masks are basically plays written to be performed in the court, and they are performed by immature courtiers. One is arcades, second is comus. Comus is important. It has been written to be performed at the Ludlow Castle when the Earl of Bridgewater will soon join as will soon be promoted as Governor of Wales. So this is to celebrate that, and this masque is written in 1632. Castle of Ludlow. In this very masque, you will get to know a very renowned theme of Miltonic writings. That is the theme of temptation. Temptation you will find in Comus. A lady is there that is not named. This play is important. You must go through the summary of this play once before appearing to the exam. And after that, Castle of Ludlow, Temptation, and after that we have our most famous Lycidas, known as the touchstone of English taste. Touchstone of English taste. Beta, very important work. It's a pastoral elegy. Pastoral elegy. Just अभी आप लोगों को मैं डिस्क्राइब करूंगी एडवर्डो किंग naufrago. Why I am writing this. Mark my words, Lycidas, in the words of Alfred Lord Tennyson, bears the English taste. It is indeed the touchstone of English taste. This is one of the most important writings of Milton besides Paradise Lost, Paradise Regained and other important works. But this is one of the important pastoral elegies. The question here is what are pastoral elegies? Pastoral elegies are basically elegies. The question here is, what are elegies? Elegies are basically the sorrowful poem, the poems that are written to mourn somebody's death. किसी की डेथ को मॉर्न करने के लिए जब हम पोम लिखते हैं उसे हम एलेजी कहते हैं. इंग्लिश लिटरेचर में बहुत सी एलिजीज हैं. वी हैव एडोनियस, वी हैव थायरसिस, वी हैव इन मेमोरियम एंड आल्सो वी हैव लिसिडस. लिसिडस is a very great example of pastoral elegy written by John Milton to commemorate the death of his friend Edward King. His friends to commemorate the death of Edward King, who drowned in the Irish Sea. This young boy studied with John Milton at Christ College, Cambridge, and he was a very promising fellow. बहुत ही अच्छे इंसान थे, पॉपुलर थे कॉलेज में अपनी नॉलेज को लेकर के. दैट इज वाई व्हेन ही वाज ट्रैवलिंग, ही वाज गोइंग थ्रू द Irish Channel, he drowned, his ship drowned, and that is why he passed away. And this sort of moved Milton into a very deep shock that all his friends came together and decided to come up with an anthology of elegies. सब फ्रेंड्स ने डिसाइड किया कि वी विल पे आवर लास्ट ट्रिब्यूट टू आवर डियर फ्रेंड एडवर्ड किंग बाय राइटिंग एलिजीज. तो जॉन मिल्टन, दिस इज अ बैकग्राउंड ऑफ द पोम. सो जॉन मिल्टन ने जो एलिजी लिखी उसका नेम था लिसिडस. Lycidas is written in pastoral way. So elegies are basically the poems that are written basically to commemorate somebody's death. जैसे कि यहाँ पर अब हमने बात करनी है पेस्टोरल एलिजी की. व्हाट इज पेस्टोरल एलिजी? देयर आर मेजर 2 to 3 aspects. When they are added to elegy, it becomes pastoral elegy. As the title of it conveys, beta, pastoral elegy pastures, ग्रीनरी. जब एक एलिजी में नेचर की अबंडेंस होती है और जिसकी एलिजी, जिसकी डेथ को आप मॉर्न कर रहे हैं, उसे आप एक शेफर्ड की तरह दिखाते हैं, शेफर्ड की तरह डिपिक्ट करते हैं, तब वो बनती है पेस्टोरल एलिजी. दैट शेफर्ड इज सीन रोमिंग इन द ग्रीन पैस्चर्स, roaming in the green pastures. तो यहाँ पर John Milton, rather than getting into the basic elegy or elegiac tone, yes, he is mourning the death, but in nature, because nature took him away. He took this as a sort of inspiration behind making it a pastoral elegy. There are many digressions in the poem. The poem runs up to 193 lines. Yes, 193 lines की ये elegy है जो कि जॉन मिल्टन ने लिखी है. एंड ऑल दीज 193 लाइन्स आर पेस्टोरल इन नेचर, टॉकिंग of placing Edward the King as a shepherd in the pastures, and he is playing on the flute, very happy in his own way. But Milton is very sad because he lost his friend really soon. He was such a promising fellow. So the poem runs here and there and also has two digressions upon fame and corruption. He is constantly asking rhetorical questions about कि हमने इतनी मेहनत क्यों करी, when we cannot surpass death, why we are working, why we are putting in so much effort when at the end of the day we have to rest in peace. So he is asking consistent rhetorical questions. They are digressions. There are digressions. The poem is written in the way classical writers like Theocritus wrote. The poem is written in, it's an important example of pastoral elegy. Dr. Samuel Johnson, don't you think he has an habit of criticizing or finding faults in each and everything? Dr. Johnson even could not spare Lycidas. Dr. Johnson considered the versification of Lycidas as harsh and crude, whereas Tennyson considered it as a touchstone of poetic taste. मैं क्या कहना चाहती हूँ यहाँ पर, एक चीज और ऐड करना चाहूंगी. आप एलेग्रो, एल पेंसरोसो एंड लिसिडस, इन टू वर्क्स को डेफिनेटली रीड कीजिए. इनके टेक्स्ट को रीड करना ज्यादा इजी नहीं है, complying to the language, the choice of words in the language, but you can study them from many online platform sources, very good sources on Google. You should at least give it इन डेप्थ स्टडी. और अगर आप चाहते हैं कि मैं एक इंडिविजुअल वीडियो लेकर के आऊँ लिसिडस पर, तो आप मुझे कमेंट सेक्शन में बता सकते हैं. I will definitely try to get back to you, and will definitely try to make a video upon the requests that I will get. Then after this is all about the Horton period, the early works of John Milton. In today's video lecture, we have talked about the Horton period and the major works of the Horton period. And after Horton period, बेटा क्योंकि मैं नेक्स्ट वीडियो लेक्चर में डिस्कस करने वाली हूँ पैराडाइज लॉस्ट, पैराडाइज रीगेन्ड एंड सैमसन एगोस्टिनिस्टिस पर, लेकिन आज के लेक्चर को ओवर करने से पहले मैं मिल्टन एज अ प्रोज राइटर के बारे में भी बात करना चाहूंगी. मिल्टन जितने के पोएट्री में अच्छे थे, क्योंकि मिल्टन के टाइम पर ऑल्दो ही हैज रिटन 2 masques for the court to be performed in the court, he has written prose also. Because drama was banned in 1642, he could not continue to be a dramatist. That is why he continued to be a prose writer and a poetry writer. Much safe option, I must say. But Milton was a Puritan himself. He abided by what Puritans said and believed in. He was serious in his works. In his works, he has certain digressions, but no love affairs like metaphysicals had. He was a true blue Puritan, not Catholic and not Protestant. He was a complete Puritan. So that is why he is one man army in himself, eyewitnessing each and everything that went on in the 17th century. So I am talking about John Milton as a prose writer. So in prose writing, the major areas that he has taken up in his prose works are the issues of divorce. Milton was not happy with his first wife. He wanted to get rid of her. He could not give enough time, ample time, because he was always busy in building his knowledge and in the budding stage of his career. He could not give time to her. But she was very young. She demanded time. This could be one of the reasons. But we cannot rely on we cannot authenticate the reason. But he definitely wanted to get married once again. And in order to do that, he wanted to get the Divorce Act licensed. So his works were politically aligned. Poetry was religiously aligned. जैसे कि हमने देखा, अभी हम देखेंगे, we will see it in Paradise Lost. But so far whatever he has written is either related to nature or either related to religion, is related to Christ. And secondly, जो प्रोज वो लिखते थे वो प्रोज बेसिकली रिलेटेड था सोशल कमेंट्रीज पर, जो भी सोसाइटी में हो रहा था, उन्हें जो पसंद आता था या नहीं आता था, उसे वो पैम्फलेट्स के थ्रू, प्रोज राइटिंग के थ्रू कन्वे करते थे। एक इशू जो अपनी प्रोज राइटिंग्स में इन्होंने टेकअप किया है, दैट इज रिलेटेड टू डाइवोर्स, एंड सेकेंड इशू दैट ही हैज टेकन अप इज टू द लाइसेंसिंग एक्ट। अपने वर्क एरोपेगेटिका एरियोपेगेटिका में इन्होंने टेकअप किया है। दैट pamphlet is addressed to parliament and that talks about the printing press, the licensing act during that time. And also he has written 18 sonnets, that in 18 sonnets, in number of sonnets, that number is 18, and those 18 sonnets also includes one of his famous sonnet on his blindness that you must read. So beta, early works में से I want to chalk out main 3 works that you must read about John Milton in detail, जिसमें हमें twin poems हैं, कॉमर्स है, एंड आफ्टर दैट वी हैव लिसिडस। लिसिडस को आपको रीड करना ही करना है, और एक सोनेट है ऑन हिज ब्लाइंडनेस दैट यू मस्ट रीड इन ऑर्डर टू नो हाउ मिल्टन wrote and how he became such great writer of such great personality. And in my second video lecture about John Milton, I will talk about the grandest of all, Paradise Lost, and his later works. Completing John Milton in one video is really not possible because I am taking slow and steady study and giving you names so that you can know the writer in complete and the age incomplete. 17th century की बात चल रही है, तो we cannot miss having a video on John Milton. That is why I am here and will be here for the second video. Till then, make notes and have a nice day. Thank you.